Okay. I think we commend Kenya Copyright Board, for taking steps to streamline the industry. I think our concern as KAMP was just that on behalf of KAMP and on behalf of the board was that what was being reflected as what KAMP had, the operations of KAMP and performance of KAMP was actually inaccurate. We have given our documents out to KECOBO, and we have sat with them and the representatives of the board, as myself and the CEO here, over the past month. And we have given them documents that actually, support KAMP's position in terms of efficiency and effectiveness in terms of operations as a CMO. Those were not highlighted in the chairman's statement as I look at it today. We are a bit concerned, that the correct position was not articulated, and the numbers were actually not correct. And that is why I think it would be important for us to really pinpoint what the areas are of concern of the CMOs. And as KAMP, we have actually been very transparent and accountable. The only CMO that has actually answered previously on the forensic audit and made amends to ensure that we are streamlined. A good example, and I would just say this year, yes, the performance last year has been was not to the optimal, as we said. It was not at what KECOBO has mentioned, and the CEO should be able to give more numbers and the numbers better. But basically, what we're trying to say is that KAMP has been performing and has been improving, and since the new board came into existence last year, we have made tremendous progress in terms of the distributable amount and the distributable percentage. To give an example, this year, because now this year is when we are putting the correct tariff, which had been an issue for the longest time. We have been operating on very low tariffs, which was as a result of the Kenya Copyright Board giving the wrong tariffs to the users. But after a long fight, we were able to get these tariffs amended last year, and implementation of this tariff began this year in January. And the result of this tariff actually is that KAMP has been able to put aside 60%, is it 60 or 61%? 61% of its royalties to the members. So I think this is commendable. We are awaiting other issues in terms of KECOBO assisting us with enforcement. We have talked to them about this, and these are issues that actually play a part in last year's performance. We did have around a 40% distributable income last year. If you look at the arrears, how CMOs work is not that, come December we close the accounts, because there are recoverables, from the invoiced amounts where we have been given payment plans, and we have to put all those in terms of the accounting procedures that we have to be able to have those as distributable amounts even after the year has closed. So what KECOBO was really highlighting on the actuals is not the correct position. But we do understand that the scenario last year was not good. But some of these issues were actually, what would I say? Brought about, or some of these issues were brought about by KECOBO's directives. Tariffs, wrong tariffs, not what we had presented. Enforcement and KECOBO not being able to support, the enforcement, despite it being a KECOBO function as per the Copyright Act. But we do say that as KAMP, we are willing to work together to ensure that we at least become more efficient, more effective, and we've already showcased that this year by putting aside 61% distributable amount from January. And moving forward, we hope that with the support of KECOBO, we should be able to make this better. Yeah.
Will you be open for audit, as they say? That they may be sending ESCC, DCI to check your books?
I think the KECOBO statement is very clear. The ESCC and DCI case was for MCSK, not KAMP. We have always been open. We have always had audits. We have always responded to the audits. In fact, the only society, I think, that responds to those audits. We have always remained accountable and transparent. We have never hidden from anything. So I think, and that is why I'm saying the chairman should have been, actually separated the wheat from the chaff, and be able to say which society is actually not doing the right thing, and as per, their laid down policies, and which society has actually, responded to each and every issue that has been raised. We've been hearing about salaries. We've been hearing about, the directors' fees. As KAMP, our salaries are way, way below even below the standard salaries. If I tell you, I don't know if the CEO will allow me to mention his salary, you will not believe his salary. Way below, below 50% of what is even, if you compare with even the SRC. So we have, as KAMP, we have really kept our costs minimal. Directors' costs are as per the policy given by KECOBO. We have not even surpassed whatever KECOBO has given us as a policy of how much each director should get. So there's nothing we're doing over and above what we should be doing in terms of the laid out policies by KECOBO. So it comes as a concern, that we are being, put together with lumped up with other societies that KECOBO deemed are not, doing the right thing, because as KAMP, we have been doing the right thing, and we have been following the procedures and the laid down policies. Yeah, it's unfortunate that maybe, last year's performance was not very good, but if you understand also how the CMO operates on a zero, budget, as opposed to the drawdown, then it becomes an issue where we're able to see where can we cut our costs. When we met them, we asked them, this is our expenditure line. Where can we reduce on this cost? And they could not tell us anything. So I think these are the issues they should have been able to also express during their media release, and really highlight which societies have issues and which ones don't have.
So the 61% figuratively, how much is that?